It is Sunday night, and once again, we are taking a shard pulling event down to the last few hours, as has become our common practice here on the channel over the past few months. Now, in this case, we've got that beautiful purple glow, which means we have a 2 times void shard event. And if you watch this channel, you know I say it all the time, this is my favorite type of shard pulling event. As a free-to-play player, I feel like void legendaries are some of the most impactful champions that you can pull. Not all of them, of course, there are good ones and bad ones, but even after 4 years of playing Raid Shadow Legends, there are still a ton of void legendaries that could really move the needle on my roster and push my account forward. So that's what we're hoping to do tonight. We're going to be pulling 41 void shards, and if we get lucky, we're going to be taking home a new void Lego. And if we don't get lucky, I will just weep into my camera, and you could commiserate with me, because I'm sure most of you have done your pulls already. I hope you were very lucky, and I hope that luck rubs off on me tonight. I am Colred. This is Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get started. We are going to get to the shard pulls very quickly in today's video, but I do have a quick update for you on the account. I have missed the 5-star Tholen Soul. I'm not going to miss it by much. I'm going to miss it by 60 points. And it was entirely my own fault. The other night, a few nights ago, there was a champion training, and I only needed like 500 or 600 points to complete the champion training. But for whatever reason, I was so tired. It was late at night. I wanted to go to bed. I knew I was going to have to get up with the baby early. And I just thought I had already completed it. Then I woke up in the morning, and the first thing I thought was, okay, I got to get the baby. And the second thing I thought was, oh my gosh, wait, I think I messed up the champion training. And I checked, and indeed, I had messed up the champion training. And so I'm going to miss out on the 5-star soul. Now, that's a fairly hefty mistake on my end. This is not a kind of mistake I make very often, but I wanted to share it with you for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being just to let you know that even experienced players, even content creators, we sometimes make mistakes. And this was entirely within my own control. Like, Raid didn't do anything to me. You know, Plarium didn't mess me up. I literally just couldn't quite manage my life and Raid as well as I needed to in order to not make that mistake. And so I made that mistake. And so hopefully if you've made a mistake like this, either on this event or in an event, on an event in the past or in the future, you know, what I would recommend, especially from a free-to-play perspective, is you want to have the mentality of like a goalie in sports. Now, you don't have to be a sports fan to know that, like, if you're a soccer goalie or a hockey goalie or field hockey goalie or a lacrosse goalie, if you're a goalie in any sport that has a goal, water polo, I'm thinking of all the sports that have goalies. When you make a mistake, there's nobody behind you to erase that mistake. When you make a mistake, it's a goal for the opposing team. But the thing is, the game's not over. You have to keep playing on. And so, you know, you have to forgive yourself that mistake for the most part. You want to try to at least analyze why you made the mistake so that you can potentially eliminate that mistake in the future. But you don't want to hang on to it. You don't want to beat yourself up about it. For these kind of gotcha games, there's a lot of emotional punishment that comes from the game. Don't pile it on yourself. So I'm going to have to walk away and just be happy with the fact that, you know, I'm getting another legendary skill tome. I'm going to get these mythical chaos ores. I'm going to miss the Eternal Soul essences too. I'm going to miss 60 points, which stinks. But again, I'm going to say I got a lot of good rewards. I got the 3-star soul, which is still pretty good. Maybe I'll get the 4-star soul in the shop sometime in the near future. But that's what happened. And so I just wanted to let you know that, you know, like to be transparent and share the lessons I've learned with all of you out there. And I want to grab those while we're here. Okay, so that is the update on the Tholen Soul. Also, real quick update on Marius. As you can see, I have completed Marius. If you didn't know that, I put that in the last video. I have completed Marius. I thought about pulling him for this champion chase, but since completing the champion chase isn't really that beneficial for me now because I can't get the 5-star Tholen Soul, I'm going to hold on to Marius for the PRCVC that is coming on Tuesday. And then I have a decision to make whether or not I want to run him through Minotaur or just go ahead and buy the Mastery so I can start using him right away. But I will have him completely booked, you know, 6-star everything by probably Tuesday night, definitely by Wednesday morning, because I'm really excited to use this guy. So if you have any tips or, thoughts on either how to build Marius or where to get really great value out of him, I just want to say I'd like to use him in PvE and PvP if possible. So that's the kind of build I'm looking for, but just let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. All right, so that is it. Those are the updates on the account. Now let's take a look at our Void Shards. Oh, I guess we should look at the champion chase just to figure out, I think it's a tournament, just to figure out where the good value is. So, the 150 points would be nice, but it doesn't matter critically. So we definitely want to get the 4,200 points. That's big for us. And then if we go over the 5,500, we'd want the 7,500, get the mythical tome. That's not crazy necessary. As you can see in my tournament, the tournament's also not crazy. Like, nobody's spent a ton of money here. I only have 40 Void Shards. I'm not going to be up here around 10,000 points. But I do have a couple of Remnant summons. I got 2 of those. And, I got a ton of Fragment champions and stuff like that. But I think, I don't even know, with 40 Void Shards, my guess would be I should be expecting somewhere around 4,000 points. I could do a quick expected return, but normally I do. Actually, all right, let's go ahead and do that real quick. I always do this. I have to know. All right, I was right. It's just over 41. It's like 4,200. So you get about 100 points per Void Shard on average, like depending on, the more you have, it goes up slightly because you lean into your legendaries and epics a little bit more. But yeah, so about 4,000 points. So if we get lucky, maybe we'll go over that mark. And like I said, we'll pick up those rewards that we want. We want to get those Twisted Horns. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now, as far as the champions that I'm looking for, you know that Yumiko is my #1 desired champion. By far, like, more than mythicals, I think I want this champion. I wanted her for a long time. So I really, really need a reset champion. Yumiko is obviously the best reset champion in the game. That's who I want. I wouldn't mind Riho. Definitely wouldn't mind her. She's one of the coolest looking champions in the game. She's got some great abilities, great kit there. Acrizia would be huge. Yeah, Acrizia would move the needle on my account. So would Senna, by the way. So would Arnorn would be pretty cool. All 3 of these would be great. So Dwarves would be great. And I'm sure there are others as well. And yes, but Void Legos. Just want to avoid a dupe, and hopefully I'm not cursing myself. So I think I'm going to do my 1 pull, and then I'm just going to do 4 10 pulls, because why not? Let's just do it that way. I like 10 pulls. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll hit on the first one. No. As far as Void Epics are concerned for empowerment, I don't think there are any critical ones. Skull Crown, I think, could use some more empowerment. And then, let's just see. I'm just curious. I think Genbo could use 1 more empowerment. So Godseeker needs 1. Whisper needs 1. That would be good. Seer needs 2. Genbo needs 2. So those would both be good. I would certainly not mind more Inquisitor Shamil. He's actually pretty key to my Hydra teams right now. And then Skull Crown. Yeah. And then, I think that's those would be the ones that I would want to empower most. You can see I have some +4s down here on like Golden Reaper and Sylar, so we want to try to miss those if we can. I wouldn't mind Skrank either. He's pretty cool. Okay, so what did we say? Genbo, Whisper, Skull Crown. All right, let's get back. Pull those 10 pulls. Let's see something good. Let's see some gold. Suwai Firstborn. Come on. Give me something. Give me another purple at least. Give me something. Oh, that was ugly. That was kind of ugly. By the way, Tree Shield Knot, still one of the best rares in the game. Terex the Restless is not bad either. And Doom Screech. Some pretty good rares there. All right, second 10 pull. I got a bad feeling about this. Oh, man. Oh. Ouch. Ouch. I kind of knew. I don't know why. I don't always expect the worst. I often expect the worst when it comes to shard pulls, but that was rough. But I just had a feeling right away. I was like, "Ooh, this is not gonna feel good." We're gonna be into mercy here on this 10 pull, so we should hit an holy cow. Well, back to back epics is not awful. Oh, back to back to back. Now, Kemptom's already +4 for me, so he's not really particularly useful. Tulp the Maimed is kind of interesting. I know that he's got potential for Phantom Shogun. I've already got a Phantom Shogun solution, but I might look into Tulp the Maimed because I'm really focused on Centranos and hard mode faction crypts. And in both of those cases, I just need more 6 stars. So really, I'm more focused on Centranos, but Tulp might be worth it for kind of the dual purpose. We'll have to see. I don't know if he's particularly valuable in Centranos. Okay, so that was the third pull, right? So this is the last 10 pull. All right. At least, like, I want to see a purple wave here. At least get me some points here in the champion chase. Come on, all right. There's one. Haven't gotten a really good empowerment champion yet. How about gold? How about you just end with gold? Yes! Yeah, come on! Oh, wow. A late save. That was, I mean, I don't know if she's any good. Actually, I kind of remember hearing that Tremaria is not that good. Let's take a look at her kit, and I'll try to judge whether or not she's any good. And then you can let me know in the comments below if you have her, if you use her, what you use her for, and how good she happens to be. So, okay, let's take a look at her in the index. That just saved last minute save for the whole video there, because it was not feeling good up to that point. Still might be total trash, but all right, taking a look at her stats for support. Decent HP and defense combo. I like the higher HP, which is nice. Good speed at 105. All battle speed by 23%, which is pretty solid. Lamasu's is 24, I think. And I got my Lamasu not too long ago, but it's nice to have multiple options there for those speed auras. Okay, let's see. AoE on the A1, I like it, has a 70% chance of placing a decreased speed debuff. Also has a chance of placing a fear debuff for 1 turn on enemies with 50% or less turn meter. That seems like a decent A1. I mean, a 70% chance of decreased speed, but it's an AoE. You could always put, provoke set, a stun set on there. You could put a curse set. There's all sorts of interesting things you can do with an A1 that's an AoE. And I like decreased speed. I like decreased speed. Another AoE, 100% chance when booked of a stun on a 4-turn cooldown. After attacking, he has a 100% chance of decreasing each enemy's turn meter by 30%. That's nasty. That's really nasty. It's a stun plus a 30% turn meter reduction. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, which is fine because a 3-turn cooldown would be OP. Okay, then it has a full cleanse, fills the turn meter of each ally by 15%, places a block debuff. So it's a full cleanse and a block debuffs. That's a very good combo on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Fills the turn meter of each ally by a further 10% for every fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, sleep, stun, or petrification debuff removed. So potentially, if you've got her in Stone Skin or you've got her with a lot of resistance and she can remove multiple stuns or multiple freezes or something, you could get like 35, 45% turn meter fill. Fills the turn meter of each ally by a further 5% for any other debuff removed. So even more. Like if you have decreased defense. So this could be a lot of turn meter. This could be like well over 50% turn meter under certain circumstances. But definitely a champion that it feels like you'd want to put a lot of resistance on. Or you have to have her in Stone Skin or something. But that's kind of... All right, cool. Immune... Wow. Immune to sleep, stun, freeze, fear, and true fear. So maybe you don't even have to worry about the resistance as much. Fills his champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an enemy tries to place. Wow. Okay, so she seems to me like a PvP champion. Could be. I don't come across her in live arena. So maybe I'm misreading this kit. Let's see what her reviews say. Her reviews say she's meh. You know, good in faction wars. Arena offense, arena defense seems to be her best place. But let me know. It feels like this should be a pretty good arena champion. Obviously, the issue is Stone Skin. You know, Stone Skin's going to mess with her. But just as a cleanser who is immune to stun, freeze, fear, yeah. Seems like a pretty strong option there. And she's Void Affinity, so she will work with my Odin really well. All right, I'm actually kind of excited about this champion. Like I said, let me know in the comments below if you have her, if you build her, if you use her in live arena, or, you know, 3v3 arena, or where you use her. Let me know how good she is. And if you have any build suggestions, I would appreciate it. And that is it for us today. So also, let me know if you hit on any champions. I love to hear those stories. And if you missed, you know I will commiserate with you. So please let me know the outcome of your Void Shard pulls this weekend. And yeah, I hope to hear those good stories. All right, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I have been Cole Red. I'll see you in another video soon.